Good morning, students. Let's start a new lesson. The name of the lesson is Natural Disasters and Mitigation. You all know that we are all living at home. We are not staying at home. Today is another lockdown and we are all staying at home. But you all know also the reason? The reason behind why we are staying at home. It's all because of a pandemic. A pandemic, that is a disease that has spread on a large scale, isn't it? The name of the disease is COVID, coronavirus disease. It, start, it started from China in the year 2019, and then over the world, all over the world, it is spreading at such a great pace that every day we can read in newspapers thousands of people dying because of this disease. And so that's why it is called pandemic. So it is a natural disaster. So we all and every person in every country is living under this fear of this disease, of catching this disease. That's why all the countries have started to bring in lockdown. That is, if we shut the the shopping malls, the markets, the schools, the offices, then to a large extent people can be saved from this disease. And after we get a vaccine, until we get a vaccine which can save ourselves from this disease, we have to live under this lockdown. So this lesson is also based on natural disasters which are of other kinds also. So let's start reading about what is written in the lesson. Nature has provided life on the earth. Nature is not only a creator of the different living and non-living things, but it is also a destroyer of these things. We get a lot of things from nature, and at the same time the nature also destroys life on earth. Natural calamities are the destroyers. These are also known as disasters. The disasters such as floods, droughts, earthquakes, cyclones, tsunamis, landslides, and the forest fires cause great loss of life and property. So let us understand what is to each of these natural disasters, how do these operate, and how we can human beings have also the ability to overcome the natural disasters in its own way. So we have, for times unknown, we have been suffering from these floods, droughts, epidemics, etc. But human society has always tried to overcome these natural disasters. So let us know how can we tackle these natural disasters. First of all is floods. Floods generally occur when there is a heavy rainfall. During heavy rains, rivers overflow and flood the surrounding areas. Excess rain and deforestation results in soil erosion in the mountains, followed by floods in plains. Floods cause excessive loss of life and property. Houses are washed away, cattle die in large numbers, and crops are destroyed. Deaths of many people because of drowning, snake bites, fever, and infections after a flood. Destruction of crops, occurrence of famine-like conditions. Famine-like means that people die because of hunger, and starvation. Loss of jobs, migration of people to cities in search of jobs. The farmers are major victims. Farmers who are working in the fields, whose crops get destroyed, are the major victims of such disasters. In India, Bihar and West Bengal and other northeastern states suffer from heavy floods due to overflowing of rivers like Ganga and Brahmaputra every year. Right now, in Bihar, again this year, the state of Bihar is suffering from floods. Next comes droughts. Droughts, that means no rainfall at all. The excessive rainfall causes floods, while its scarcity causes droughts. Scarcity of rainfall causes droughts. In India, agriculture is the main occupation of the 3/4 of the population. Farmers depend on monsoonal rains from June to September. Monsoon provides water for growing crops. The monsoon in India are very erratic. Erratic means they don't have the fixed time. Sometimes they come very early or sometimes they are too late. This results in the scarcity of food grains, starvation, and death of a large number of cattle and people. Next is the cyclones. Cyclones in eastern part of India and the state of Gujarat mostly suffer from cyclones. So, cyclones occur due to low pressure systems towards which wind travels at great speed. Yesterday, I think you must have seen the strength of the wind and the rain. In the afternoon, the rains we had at Asansol, you must have seen. That was a heavy rainfall. But when there is too much, the wind has the speed of more than 100 kilometers, then that becomes the cyclones. The coastal belts in India are prone to cyclones. These areas experience a great difference between temperature and pressure conditions on the land and sea. Near the coastal areas, water level rises suddenly and lashes onto the land, destroying buildings and crops. It happened, last year there was a severe cyclone in the coastal Odisha. Strong winds with speed of 100 kilometers per hour or more uproot telephone and electric poles and also destroy whatever comes in their way. And this year also you must have heard of the cyclone Amphan. It destroyed the Kolkata region. The coastal region of West Bengal came under this Amphan and a lot of damage to life and property happened. Cyclones are more frequent in coastal Gujarat, Odisha, West Bengal and Andhra Pradesh. In these areas, they have caused severe damage to life and property. Earthquakes and landslides. Sometimes there is a sudden shaking or trembling of the earth's crust. It is called an earthquake. Earthquakes are caused by the sudden movements or vibrations within the earth. Earthquakes of great intensity cause damage to life and property. Our earth experiences countless earthquakes every year. So, when there is a large amount of rock debris fall from high mountains towards a low valley, it is called a landslide. That is because of some reasons. Mostly the rocky areas, or in the high mountainous areas, a large part of rock gets detached away from the main part and it is called a landslide. Earthquakes and landslides causes following destructions. Houses are destroyed, people and cattle are buried alive under the debris of broken houses, rocks and bricks. Earthquakes crack and break dams, resulting in floods. Because of the earthquake, the walls of the dams get the cracks develop in the walls of the dams, or sometimes the walls break down and it causes floods. Earthquakes have caused a lot of damage in Bhuj and Ahmedabad and Uttarakhand, northern mountains. Railway lines break, roads get damaged, and houses collapse. Earthquakes destroy many cities of the world every year, causing widespread death and destruction. A few years back, there was a large-scale destruction in the country of Nepal because of a severe earthquake in Himalayas. Japan experiences the maximum number of earthquakes in the world. Every year it experiences hundreds of minor and major earthquakes. People in Japan do not make permanent houses due to fear of destruction. Earlier they made paper walls for their homes and kept minimum furniture. In the villages they built houses of wood and bamboo, while buildings in cities use a special earthquake-proof technology. This causes less harm when they fall due to earthquake. So when the people experience frequent earthquakes, they adapt themselves to those conditions so that it causes less damage to life and property. Epidemics. Mostly epidemics are post-calamity impacts. Epidemics occur when diseases spread on a very wide scale and cause a large number of deaths in a short period of time. Diseases like cholera, gastroenteritis, measles, plague, and malaria break out as epidemics due to unhygienic conditions after disasters like floods, heavy rainfall, and earthquakes. So, how should we now? We have read about all about the different types of natural disasters. Now, how should we learn to cope with these frequent natural disasters? So, we will study about it. Various national and international non-governmental organizations, NGOs, take initiative to provide relief and support to the people affected by natural calamities. Some of the organizations that provide help and support with money and manpower are the Prime Minister Relief Fund, Volunteers for India Development and Empowerment, the Oxford Committee for Family Relief, the Red Cross Society, United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund or UNICEF, Child Relief and You, RISCRI, First Hand Information, Fight the Drought Funds. Many other agencies of the United Nations work actively to provide relief and help in the process of rehabilitation of disaster-affected people. The United Nations Disaster Management Team, UNDMT in India, comprises the UNICEF, UNESCO, ILO, FAO, and WHO. All these organizations come forward to help in the times of need. How does Indian Army cope with these disasters? You must have seen on TV or in your phone that our Indian Army is very much active in such areas where natural disasters have occurred. So how do they do? The armed forces play a vital role during the disasters. They organize rescue operations and help in clearing roads so that the relief can reach early. They send medical units during emergency and help in distribution of food and medicine and other relief materials. The Air Force helps in dropping food, water, and clothes in the affected areas. The police try to maintain law and order during the management during the disaster to prevent antisocial elements from looting and destroying shops and homes. During calamities, business houses, schools and colleges help to collect money, medicines, clothes, utensils, food, etc. as charity for the relief of affected areas. Role of media and others. Television, radio, and newspapers also play a major role in connecting people and communicating messages to the disaster affected people. You must add here television, radio, hand phones, or cell phones, and newspapers. Cell phones you must add here because they have also play a role. They inform people about the disaster so that they can help as much possible. Army, doctors, engineers, and firemen play a major role during the disasters. Doctors provide special help at such times. Doctors are called for to help. They are sent to such areas so that they can prevent the people from falling into epidemics. Natural disasters always cause severe damages to life and property. People lose their loved ones and need concern, love, and care. People need someone to talk to sympathize with them and extend help. They need basic amenities like shelter, food, clothes, and drinking water and medicines. It is the duty of every community to arrange for food, water, and shelter and clothing for the affected people. So when there is flood, we must donate. We must either donate in kind or in cash so that the money reaches the needy ones so that they can come out with they get help and they come out from the disaster. So that's all about the lesson. You must yourself read the lesson and also read this activity time, then fact files, quickies, and let us revise. Read these also. Okay? Till then, take care and stay home, stay healthy. Thank you. Bye.